Now is Alabama Senator Katie Britt, one of the people asking questions of Kash Patel on that Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, good to have you on Newsmax tonight.
Hey, Todd, thank you so much for having me. And yes, what a privilege it was to ask those questions today. And wasn't Kash Patel fantastic?
You know, I was really impressed. They were throwing some hard questions at Kash, but he gave as good as they did. At the end of the day, Senator, why is it that Kash Patel is the best pick to lead the FBI?
First off, he understands that the FBI has to regain the trust of the American people. He said he's going to do two things right off the bat. He's going to let the law enforcement officers do what they do best, be law enforcement officers, let police be police, as he said. And he's also going to restore transparency to the organization. Look, we've gone over 4 years of President Biden, unfortunately, weaponizing the Department of Justice and the FBI. You think about the FBI going after parents who spoke up at school board meetings to say they had questions and they wanted what was best for their children. You have an era where people were targeted simply because of their faith. We saw today Josh Hawley hold up memos showing that the FBI was actually going after those individuals. Look, enough is enough. He has said we're going to go back, we're going to put the Constitution first, and we're going to make sure that the American people are safe and secure. And at the end of the day, that goes to promises made, promises kept from President Trump, because on the campaign trail, he said we will make America safe again. If you listen to Kash Patel today, he talked about the number of rapes, the number of murders. He talked just about what is going on in our cities coast to coast, and that he's going to get back to making sure the American people puts that the FBI puts the American people first.
Look, I think that's a brilliant idea, and I'm afraid over the past couple of years we've seen the FBI turn into some form of a state police. You mentioned going after the parents, and we've got some video and audio of that. Let's watch this.
Please.
Parents who have the courage to ensure their children are taught what they feel is right, and those who have the courage of their convictions to go houses of worship, in my book, will never be domestic terrorists.
Senator, the idea that we had FBI agents trying to infiltrate Catholic churches, throwing pro-life grandmas in jail, that just cannot be allowed to happen on American soil again. What say you?
Absolutely. We cannot allow that to happen, and that is why we must have Kash Patel at the FBI. Look, he said gone are the days of weaponization and politicizing the FBI, and we are going to go back to safety and security. This weaponization that you've seen happen, you just played the clip. He said enough's enough. We are not going to let that stand. The American people deserve to trust the entities that serve them. He's pointed out today that only 41% of Americans have faith in the FBI. He believes in the men and women there. He said he stands courageously. He stands with our courageous law enforcement officers, and he wants them to get back to keeping our streets safe, not going after a MAGA grandma that wants to make sure that she's practicing her faith or that her grandkids are being taught the things that they should be. So it's a new day in America. Kash Patel is going to lead us back to transparency and lead us back into faith in the institutions that serve us.
Senator, the wordsmith of the Senate, our friend John Kennedy from Louisiana, I want to play some audio. He had something to say about all these conspiracy theories. Let's take a listen to this.
My colleague and friend Senator Durbin called you a conspiracy theorist. You remember that?
I do, Senator.
You were instrumental in revealing that the Trump-Russia election collusion hoax was a hoax, weren't you?
Yes, sir. I was a lead investigator.
Sounds to me like we need to get some new conspiracy theories, because all the old ones turned out to be true.
Well, it's a great point he raises, Senator. I have one final question for you. Why are you going to support Kash Patel to head up the FBI?
Yeah, well, for the exact reason we just said, and I'd like to say real quick, though, John Kennedy then went on to say, I think they're 37-0, and the conspiracy theories have proved to be true. So that was certainly quite the exchange between the two of them. But listen, Cash has our law enforcement officers back, and he has the back of the American people. He understands we have to preserve and respect our Constitution and get these entities back to working. Look, America is sick of things being weaponized and being politicized against them. We're over it. I mean, those days are gone. We have to have people who don't believe in business as usual, but understand that we've got to get back to the business of making these institutions work for the people that they serve. That's exactly what he's going to do. He reiterated that time and time and time again, that he has the back of our law enforcement officers, that he understands the needs of this nation. And look, we're at a pivotal time in our country's history. Now is our time to take our nation back and to preserve it for the next generation. I have all the faith in the world that Cash will do that. And if you look back at the hearing, I read through all the different things he said on that hearing that made me proud to support Cash Patel as our next FBI director. And I'm excited. He's going to get some bureaucrats out of D.C. He's going to make sure he gets those men and women out across the field. We're going to drive down crime, and we're going to actually serve the American people. So it's an exciting day here in D.C., and I look forward for wholehearted support of Cash Patel.
Senator Katie Britt, thank you.